If part 1 was awareness, and part 2 was escape, part 3 is about construction. Because once you step outside the salary trap, a new question appears. If income isn't wealth, then what is? Most people think wealth is a big house, a luxury car, a $250,000 salary. But wealth is none of those things. Wealth is time. Wealth is ownership. Wealth is the ability to make decisions without asking, how much is left in my account? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Wealth is slow. Painfully slow at first. That's why most people never build it. Let's say someone invests $1,000 per month. Nothing dramatic. No viral startup. No lottery win. Just $1,000 every month into diversified investments. At a modest 8% annual return. That's about $150,000 in 10 years. Not life-changing yet. But in 20 years? Roughly $590,000. In 30 years? Over $1.4 million. Same person. Same job. Same consistent habit. No drama. That's the part nobody talks about. The salary trap is loud. Wealth building is quiet. It doesn't give you dopamine today. It gives you options tomorrow. And options compound faster than money. Here's where most people fail. They expect visible rewards too soon. They invest for 6 months and feel impatient. They save for 1 year and feel behind. They compare their chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. But compounding punishes impatience. The first $100,000 is the hardest. The second $100,000 is easier. Because eventually, your money starts working harder than you do. That's the turning point. Not when you make $200,000 a year, but when your investments generate $20,000 without your labor. That's when the psychology shifts again. Because now your salary is supplemental, not survival. This is why wealthy people focus on ownership. Ownership of businesses. Ownership of equity. Ownership of assets. Not just higher paychecks. A paycheck stops when you stop. Ownership keeps going. And here's something powerful. You don't need millions to feel this shift. Let's say your monthly expenses are $5,000. That's $60,000 a year. If your investments generate $2,000 a month, that covers nearly half your life. You don't feel trapped anymore. You feel supported. That's partial freedom. And partial freedom is enough to make different decisions. You might choose a lower-paying job you enjoy. You might reduce your hours. You might start something new. Wealth doesn't just change your bank account. It changes your posture. You stand differently when you don't need permission to survive. Now let's talk about something deeper. Design. Most people design their life around income. Where can I earn the most? What pays the highest? What title sounds impressive? But people who build wealth design their income around life. How much do I actually need? What lifestyle truly makes me happy? What expenses are optional? Here's a dangerous realization. If you reduce your required monthly expenses from $6,000 to $4,000, you didn't just save $2,000. You reduced the amount of wealth required for freedom. At a 4% withdrawal rate, $6,000 a month requires $1.8 million invested. But $4,000 a month? That requires about $1.2 million. Same freedom. Different design. The trap convinces you to scale income endlessly. Wealth builders optimize lifestyle intentionally. Not minimalism for aesthetics, but clarity for leverage. Because every recurring expense is a claim on your future time. And the less future time you owe, the freer you become. There's also something no one warns you about. When you start building wealth properly, your identity shifts again. You stop chasing status. You stop upgrading impulsively. You stop needing others to see your success. Because you know something they don't. Quiet growth beats loud income. While others celebrate raises, you celebrate optionality. While others upgrade cars, you upgrade balance sheets. And over time, the gap becomes visible. Not in flashy ways, but in calm ones. You sleep better. You take smarter risks. You think in decades, not weeks. That's how generational wealth begins. Not with a windfall, but with discipline repeated long enough to look like luck. And here's the final shift. True wealth is not about escaping work forever. It's about choosing your work. There's a difference. Some people will still work at $3 million net worth. But they work differently. They choose projects. They choose schedules. They choose partners. Because they're not working for survival. They're working for meaning. The salary trap tells you, earn more. Spend more. Repeat. Wealth whispers, own more. Need less. Wait. It's slower. Less exciting. But infinitely more powerful. And if you've watched all 3 parts, you now see the full picture. Part 1 showed you the trap. Part 2 showed you the exit. Part 3 shows you the construction. This isn't about becoming ultra-rich. It's about becoming unshakable. It's about waking up without financial anxiety. It's about making decisions without fear. It's about living a life where money serves you, not the other way around. And the beautiful part? You don't need to be smarter than everyone else. You just need to be consistent longer than most. Because time in the market beats timing the market. Patience beats panic. Design beats default. And ownership beats income. If this series changed how you see money, subscribe to Flow of Money. Because real financial education doesn't shout. It builds. I'll see you in the next breakdown.